I think for me, I'm not going to look at the incidents that have happened with the African teams about mentality or anything. Definitely we have to improve, and they have to improve in terms of game management. But when you look at the difference in terms of profile of teams, in this World Cup, when you look at all the teams that have been eliminated, apart from a few shocks, which happens once in a while, it doesn't happen every day. What are the chances that Paraguay are going to eliminate Germany?
Yeah.
They had a terrible, they've been a bit poor, and they had a terrible day, and they were beaten. I think we shouldn't dwell too much on an African team losing a game like this. There's so many positives, because a few years back, England would have come and walked through this African team and battered them, by the way. I think it's important not to put these smaller teams, especially Africa, because we have interest under a lot of pressure, and we forget there's a process you take. For England to get here, they also suffered. They were beaten at one point. Like I've said, even those teams that look like they can do something, Morocco have only won one African Cup of Nations with all the infrastructure, with all the resources they have. Until recently, they started building. But if you're Morocco, you don't wake up and say, you know what, I think we're good enough. We can match these European teams, should go up to the final. Even when you went to the semis, you have to be realistic enough and look back and say, everything worked out for us. Can it work out for us and match their quality for back-to-back tournaments? Now, you build on that. When you get into the semis, every tournament, make sure as Morocco, because African teams have not been frequenting the World Cup, because there's always a few questions here and there. There are those that go, but they don't do well. If you continue going, come out of the group, now start making steps. We have to build gradually. The development has got to be organic. The challenge is coming into here and say, you know what, we have some players playing in Europe, so we should go all out. Bringing a team together is not easy. Yeah. The mentality is also grown around it. Because, for example, when you look at Spain, they have an identity about them. I'm not so sure so many African teams have got an identity about them. And where does identity come from? For example, Spain, predominantly most their players play in the La Liga. The La Liga, you look at approximately 90% play almost the same way. So even when you call up a team, the national team, you're going to find it easy to know what to do. One of the biggest problems on the African continent is that we pick players from different places. Yes, you could say the Brazilians also do the same. But remember, they leave when they're a bit older and they have a certain identity. And until recently, definitely, most of them were playing
youth structural football being
the development
young.
Exactly. So
yeah.
that stays with you. That stays with you. Now, if you are an African, one grew up in Morocco, the other one in France, another one Belgium, another Netherlands. There's always going to be a bit of disparity. Of course, Morocco is trying to infuse everything and have something. So for me, while we can argue about the fatigue, I know it does creep in at times. Because I used to think, like I said, until recently, defending is more tasking than attacking. Because I used to think, you see, you're defending, you're just standing waiting for the guys. No, you're moving because you have to read what the other guy is trying to do. So your brain is...
It's a football like
exactly. You have to read.
I remember having breakfast and having this...
No, but you see...
No.
You know what I'm trying to say? No, I'm talking about the physical aspect of it. Because you see, if I have the ball, you have to be moving with me. When you... For example, in basketball, they say, you rest when you're on offense. Because the other guys have to wait for what you have to do. When you're defending, you don't dictate what the other guy will do. Most times the guys attacking dictate what you will do. It's the same thing, I think, a bit of football, because they will bombard. England didn't do anything special. What they did, have more numbers, throwing the ball in the box, go at them and do as much. It's not like Spain or France, where you see Olise 1-2 with Dembele and then they move you around and you're tired. These guys just threw the ball there. But eventually, because the entire 45, let's be honest, how many times did the DRC team go to the booth?
I think what we need to look at is the fact that the African teams have done well. We cannot take that out.
Absolutely, and they should be proud of themselves.
But also going forward, we can't just be saying we've done well by going this far, to getting that far to only get that far. We have to look critically at the things that have made those teams fail. And that's why we've given the examples of all those three teams that have conceded in the latter stages of a match. All right? So going forward, are we going to keep on making the same assumptions? Because the same thing will keep on repeating itself again. What I'm trying to say is this. The English side, who are attacking from the flanks. That is not incidental, that is structural. In football, there is something that is incidental or structural. If it's something that is structural, then you know that that's how they are going to attack you. Why can't you do something about it? In the latter stages of that particular match, we were sitting here saying, oh God, the crosses are coming in, the crosses keep on coming in. And if they keep on coming in the way they're coming in, at some point somebody will be late, and at some point they are going to concede. And that's exactly what happened.
But
so
you can limit.
why couldn't they try to prevent the
No,
crosses
but you
from
can't
coming
prevent, you can limit. There's no team, even if it's Uganda playing Brazil, Brazil cannot stop Uganda from swinging to crosses. What I'm saying is, he's saying, but they did a good job. In the English,
no, you're not listening to what he's saying.
He has said that's how they were playing.
Okay.
They should have stopped them from swinging the crosses. Basically, limit how they play from the wings, isn't it?
Limit.
Yes.
No, he didn't say limit. He said they shouldn't have allowed
You
it.
cannot stop 100%.
Exactly.
But you can limit the number of crosses that are being swung in.
Yeah, but do you know?
Did they do that?
No,
according to you.
Yes, actually. No, wait a minute.
How many crosses were blocked?
How many times did the centre backs actually hit the ball out?
How did Bellingham end up getting those?
No, but you see, that's what I said. Those are the few that went past.
How many times?
How many
did the centre backs?
We are here watching this game. Oh, wait a minute. We're watching the game. What were we saying? They have dealt with the aerial.
But
they were dealing with
it. I shouldn't have introduced that.
They were dealing with it.
That's what I was dealing with. Well,
they were dealing with. I thought, I'll be very honest with you. I thought they did well.
That, and so we'll take a breather. These two have been at it, and I do not think they'll stop. But we